Bonjour everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new video in which we are gonna see a clutch made by me. It's a 1 versus 3 game, and what's interesting is that I'm playing with kind of a paper tank, aka the Conway. But before jumping directly into the playstyle and why I did the moves I did, first thing first, let's briefly talk about the tank itself. What I love about the Conway, there are actually two things I love. The first one being its gun, because you can switch to regular AP shells to HESH shells. You have the choice between two guns with this one. You have the same gun as the one you have on the Tortoise, which means you have a high DPM, but not necessarily a high alpha damage. Whereas with the other gun, the one I'm playing with right now, you have a longer reload time, but at least you have a way bigger alpha damage. And I find this one more suitable for the 1 versus 3 situation, because most of the time when it happens, all the enemies already got wrecked a bit and they are left on 600, 700 HP, which means that if you switch to HESH shell, you will be able to destroy them in one go. And this is extremely important for what's about to follow, because this is what saved my ass. Now, for the playstyle, as you can see, we're not trying to go on the other side of the map. We could have tried actually to go here, but the problem with that situation right there is that with the Conway, yes, I could try to take myself an hold down position here or even here if I was fast enough, but I don't think I am before taking shots from the mediums camping here. But what I dislike about this side is that it's really closing the gameplay to only this part, whereas if you take a look at the other side of the map, it's much bigger and therefore offers much more possibilities. This is why we decided with Mad Blitz, because I'm playing in Platoon as you can see, to go on the left side of the map, followed by the rest of the team. Even if most of my heavies are still staying near the cap, it's not a problem, because at least from that position here I have quite a lot of possibilities when it comes to hold down. I can try to cap, I can try to go to the hill that is right below the cap circle for me to be able to use my 10 degrees of depression, and that's what makes that tank really lovely in my opinion. Its ability to adapt to its terrain, especially on hilly ones such as the map we are playing on right now. And that's exactly what we're gonna try, because we are full life and I really want to try something else than just camping in the back. As you all know, for those of you who are following the channel for a very long time, you know it's not my thing to camp. That's why I decided to push aggressively. It's gonna cost me quite a lot of hit points, you're gonna see, not necessarily now, but after. There we go, we are trying to get a HESH straight in, but unfortunately our shell bounced. This is the downside of HESH. Sometimes it's gonna go in, sometimes it doesn't, and when it doesn't, it's quite frustrating. Here it happened, it did not go through, therefore I lost 700 hit points for nothing. I gotta try something else. I'm not gonna stay here because, as you can see, I took a shot from the back, probably the WT out of Pantoufleee camping. Therefore, I gotta try something else, and oh boy, the RHM was camping. Luckily for me, he missed his HE, as much as I missed mine, but at least I'm gonna reload before him. As you can see, we're in a terrible situation. We got 0 kills, they already got 4, and that's where things are getting interesting with this tank. Getting the HESH shell working allowed us to nearly one-shot the RHM on our second shot, which is not a one-shot, therefore. We killed the RHM because we managed to reload before him, and finally we get some kills done. As you can see, the 75 TS managed to get a shot as well on the T54E1, and now we are left with 3 people. I still have 700 hit points, so I can still handle 1 or 2 shots depending on the caliber, but for the rest of my team it's gonna be quite hard. We are, me and I, the STI, alone against 4 guys, and most of them are still full life, which is gonna be, let's say, spicy to be able to get them done. And this kind of situation here is where you're thinking, no, it's over, I lost. But before you think you're losing, let's analyze briefly what's happening right now. First thing first, we have the T92E1 right there. I'm going to focus on him, and as you can see, he has the first gun, which is going to save my ass here, because thanks to this, I'll be able to kill him before he managed to reload. This is something quite interesting, and that's why you should only run your tank fully equipped, because if he was fully equipped, I think he would have been able to kill me. Now we have the rest. What informations do we have? We know that the WT sneaked a shot on us from probably this position, position because this is the only position from which you can shoot me if I was waiting down the hill right there, where I was when I missed my head shell on the T-54E1. For the AMX-5120, I don't have a clue where he is, so it's something to take into consideration. While for the rest, for possibly the IS-5, I don't have a clue where this guy is either, so I need to be careful. All I know is that on this area I'm safe because there is no IS-5 and no AMX, and on the other side there is a WT waiting for me, which means that I have to work with this big rock right there to avoid getting penetrated. And that's why you're gonna see me not taking too much risk and staying in this position. This is something extremely important to notice, where the enemies are at the end of the game, like it's the case right now, for you to avoid getting bad surprises by coming around the corner and getting snapshot by someone camping in the back. Now we are alone in a 1 versus 3 match, and hopefully the IS-5 is gonna do a mistake. I'm not gonna try to push through, I'm just gonna wait for them because I'm a one-shot. There we go, the IS-5 tried something, and luckily for me the high roll worked. Most of the time here, I should have not necessarily died, but I should have done a low roll on the IS-5 and have to shoot, and another time for me to be able to kill the guy. And now I have to move. Why do I have to move? Because I'm reloading first, but also because now the enemies know my position and they know I'm reloading. As I have a big alpha damage, because this information was given by the alpha damage I did on this IS-5. If I was playing with the first gun, I would have done only 500 max roll maximum. Here I have to move, because if I don't move, guys, the main problem is that they are gonna come for me, and as there are two of them, if they circle me, I will probably be able to kill one, but after I will die. To avoid that, I'm trying to relocate. I'm trying to relocate from a position from which they are not gonna expect me. This is why I'm going to the top right corner near their base, because I'm thinking, hey, as I'm a tank destroyer, they will probably think that I'm gonna camp, because that's usually what the traditional tank destroyer player does. So instead, I'm gonna try to go somewhere else. I'm gonna try to play aggressively to surprise them. And luckily for us, it seems like it works, because there is something on the base. If there is something on the base, maybe there are two of them, but no, there is only one. It means that we're safe from the first one, but not necessarily from the second one. That's why by pushing, we got lucky, spotted the AMX-5120 thanks to the to our view range, which was enough right there, because I want to remind you that tank destroyer, when it comes to view range, sucks. And there we go, we sneaked our shot on this AMX-5120 as well, and we already have the information to which the WT is. I'm gonna try to poke around the corner, because yeah, he was expecting me to go on the other side. Why? When I killed the AMX-5120, I made him think that I was going this way, because you have 10 seconds where you are spotted after someone dies from you. Which means that I tried to go there at first, to bait him into making him think that I was gonna poke around, maybe here, I mean around this area. Whereas at the meantime, when the 10 seconds were finished, I circled right there, coming back to my original position. And as you can see, it worked, because my shell went straight in, with the WT not being able to anticipate where I was gonna come from. And that's pretty much how you win these kind of games, guys, getting sales kills and nearly 5k damage, of course followed by an ace tanker. With this replay, I really want to show you that hit points doesn't matter as long as you know what you're doing. Of course, you still need to have a lot of luck when you're doing these kind of things, but in the meantime, if you manage to pick around at the right time, to learn where the enemies are, to memorize their positions, you still can sort it out, as long as you're not doing anything stupid. Hopefully you enjoyed that replay and that little advice I gave you guys. If that's the case, feel free to subscribe, like and share, and I'll probably see you soon for a new video, probably in the afternoon, and maybe a stream tonight. See ya.